Good morning from Panama, and we're getting more and more into summer. Less rain and more sunlight. Boy, that sun's strong. It's hard to believe. I look at it sometimes as we get closer to my least favorite month, December, and it seems so outlandish to see Christmas decorations when it's like sunny and tropical. You don't expect it. You see it as snow, which I'm sure it's doing in parts of Canada. So today I saw something on Facebook that really captured the essence, I think, of the ideologies that we're living in right now, and the utter disdain by some ideological people for empathy. So empathy is actually just the power to be able to understand another human being, to feel, walk a mile in their shoes. I remember years ago, back in the 70s, there was a song that was "Walk a Mile in My Shoes." Before you abuse, criticize, or choose, walk a mile in my shoes. And that's basically what empathy is: the ability to imaginatively, right, you're in your subjective experience, to understand the feelings of another, right? And I find that the more experiences that you've had in life interacting with people and understanding your own feelings gives you more of an ability to understand the feelings of other people. Look around the world. We're having a big problem with empathy and feeling empathy for other people. And it would seem that it comes from the top, of course. So this was this statement that I saw from two different people, and the contrast. So we have Elon Musk, which is part of this dark enlightenment, is a technocrat, believes in efficiency, right? They had the Doge and all that other crap that was basically just a data harvest, because basically that's what they're after. They're data mining. That is the gold, and you are the data. So good old Elon Musk, he says the fundamental weakness of Western civilization is empathy. So you should not, it's all about efficiency. So this is technocracy. This is where we're headed into at a fucking staggering rate. Let me tell you, that is what AI is, right? Machines and stuff like that. That's why they love them so much, psychopaths, because they can't either. They can't have empathy. They can fake it well, though, because they're incredibly good actors. And so to contrast that, the technocratic, materialistic, mechanistic, Darwinian type of, thoughts, the eugenicists, because they do believe in a perfect race, and now they believe that pairing with machines is the perfect race with no empathy. Then you have Hannah Arendt, and this is the one I see. The death of human empathy is one of the earliest and most telling signs of a culture about to fall into barbarianism. Is that not a truer statement? So there's the contrast between the two ideologies. We have one that, and I'm not giving it the humanistic, it has spirit, it sees us as conscious beings, that we are connected, right? This divine spark, which I believe we are a divine conscious spark of the overall God, whatever you want to call it, creative force that's in this world. Where you have the other Elon Musk, Ray Kurzweil, all the technocrats, Curtis Yarvin, the Dark Enlightenment, all these people that see you as nothing but a meat suit. It's very efficient to use you like Soylent Green or whatever they want to do with you. Curtis Yarvin was that we would be fertilizer, right? That's what we would do. And we drug you, him and the guy from the World Economic Forum. I can never remember his name, but he's just fucking insane, criminally insane, right? That, just drug us and give us video games. Virtual reality. Well, they put the nanobots in you. They won't even have to do that. They'll be able to create it for you. So it gives a very good feel for what's out there. And as we move forward, because we move forward, we are. And do you think that the world has become more barbaric? It certainly has since before 2020. We have seen a real change, especially in Canada, the culture in Canada, the violence, the barbarianism, right? The not caring for other people. If you come from a war-torn country, by rights, that what's happened to you has changed fundamentally the brain, right? And so that barbaric energy flows freely. And the empathetic energy, it goes back to what even this happened before COVID when I was working in the emergency department, where somebody actually said, "Oh, you're one of those people that care." I was like, yeah, granted, I led a very sheltered life. When I quit drinking, I did. I just worked and took care of my kids and never seeing something was wrong in the world. I called it the blight, but it was really this technocratic pontonology. So coming into the institutions and bringing with it this philosophy, this ideology that human beings, right, are not connected to anything. To have empathy would be, that's not efficient. And these are what are training your AI systems, whatever. And I'll keep saying it's not artificial. It's alien intelligence. We're building our own prison. I saw something yesterday, smart fit, all scientific. It's data mining. They're data mining you. Anything where they're taking any of your vital signs, that's data. And data is gold. You are the pit. You are the mind pit, right? And if you have people that have no empathy, they don't care what they do to you. They don't see you as being the same as them. To have no empathy is the hallmark indicator of psychopathology, of being a psychopath. So we are creating a world of psychopaths. And this falls into what they're doing with the human body vessel. So Ray Kurzweil just gave a talk, right, at MIT, I believe it was. And he says we're really, we're fast tracking to this super intelligence, so that when intelligence has reached its singularity and it is far, far smarter and far, far, far advanced, and it's doing its thinking on its own. It's not contained by any kind of human programming. Right? And there are many that says that we're on a death track anyway. We're not machines. And to be hollowed out to become the vessel that the machine energy lives in is just, it's evil at a level. And I find it so hard that people can't see it when I see it so damn clearly, what's going on. Right? The hollowing out of the mind of the human race, turning people into apathetic automatons with medications and drugs and lots of coffee, lots of weed, lots of alcohol, lots of denial, pornography, any kind of pleasure, these dopamine hits that keep people out of seeing what is actually being done to them and is affecting the brain. So this week, I'm down. So I live in this nice little, condo. I was down at the pool, and there was a couple from the United States. So it's always interesting when you meet somebody that speaks English. I tend to be way too blunt with, I have to say. I have to curtail myself in the world that we live in. But, I'm not really good at bullshit or small talk. But we had a great conversation, but the wife had 4 of the armed darts. I didn't talk to him about it, but I'm sure he did. They were both in the medical field. Both very much, she said, "Oh, I'm just delighted to know that the new flu shot helps with dementia." And I've seen the headline for that. So I didn't say what I wanted to say, that that's utter fucking horseshit. I did, but not in that language. I was, kept my cussing to it. I said, no, I don't believe that's so, because, dementia was one of my specialty areas for a lot of years, on spotting it and seeing the growth of it, right? From rare cases of it related to hardening of the arteries in the brain, to basically looking at neurodegenerative damage from poisoning. Because the rampant increase of dementias of all types, especially the Lewy bodies, we're getting a lot of Lewy bodies and frontal temporal lobe dementias, Parkinson's, all of that, that's neurodegenerative poisoning. You're being poisoned. Stuff is going over the blood-brain barrier. But to think that these are the ones that typically are these smart, intelligent, educated people, believe this horseshit. Believe that it. So I told them the story of I was forced into it twice to take a flu shot when I worked at the hospital with the same, may I say, the same social shunning and consequences if you don't follow through. And it was that you wouldn't be able to come to work if a flu outbreak came, and so you wouldn't get paid. Right? I needed the money, so I got it, but I was sick both times and never took it again. I thought, I don't fucking care. I don't like it. And I actually started to, it's gone now, but almost like this shaking in my little pinky finger, some type of neurological damage. These things are not safe. They're safe and effective for the eugenicists at the top that are using them to kill off, right, those that cannot handle the operating system that is being downloaded into you through any of them. The Ozempic, anything that you're taking in a drug is getting you. Also, AI is mind fuckery. This is mind rape, right, for the 21st century is AI. It's not LSD opening up portals. It's not all the stuff that, though you are, subliminal advertising that's everywhere, right? It is heinous what has been done to us covertly, putting these systems in us that actually respond to electrical impulses and microwave impulses in and around us, because we are energy. We are energy fields. We are surrounded in them. We are them. And they are playing around with the ionosphere. And they're doing it now, right at this very time. There has been increased loads related to HARP, etc., right? All this overexciting of the ionosphere. And we feel it, right? Especially if there's other things like the moon. We had the moon, the beaver moon, supermoon. We had also mass sort of corneal ejections from the sun. We feel that anything that comes from the sun actually radiates down through plasma fields into our fields from the two poles, right? We're an electric, in my mind, we live in an electric universe, and they're manipulating the electronic universe. If Ray Kurzweil, who has the same mindset as Elon Musk, has his way, they'll block the sun completely. We won't need the sun. They're going to make the food in other ways, right? Lab growing, dead food for dead people that have had their mind hollowed out and have had artificial intelligence by way of what they're putting in you synthetically as an interface to pair with the hive mind. This is not grandioso. This is what, and they're on track. They're looking at 2030, right? They had thought around 2040 that would happen, this singularity of, but they're scaling it back, and nobody's regulating it because it's like an arms race, right? You've got China, you've got Russia, you've got all these countries that are doing the same thing with AI, with this alien intelligence that is being put in the infrastructure we're building as our jailers. And they believe exactly the same way as Elon Musk because they're a machine. They have no empathy. They have no mercy. You have no, because you're so unpredictable and human, for efficiency's sake, why are you alive? Why are you taking up resources? That's why older people, and Elon Musk, except for his mother, who looks like Cruella de Vil, a witch, which I'm sure she is, we have no purpose being here. We shouldn't really be alive for efficiency's sake. The same with killing disabled babies. The same with live abortions at birth. The same with killing anybody that's got disability problems and maybe is suffering a bit and needs services and stuff like that. It's more compassionate to just down the cow, right? To just euthanize. And the same with people with mental health. The same with people over 12 in Canada that feel that they don't want to live anymore. A 12-year-old, can you imagine that? Could go. And if you get the right psychopathic doctor, which they're all being trained in this, materialism, not having empathy and not caring, and seeing that they're doing something compassionate because they're psychopaths, and they'll kill your child. How many times when you were a teenager, because I remember I did, when your feelings, because the hormonal shifts that are happening in your body make you not want to live anymore. And then you'll have an avenue to do that. Isn't it I tell you, it is covert eugenics at its finest. They don't have the jackboots on you. They have you doing it yourself. Like thinking if you take a jab and it's going to eliminate dementia in you, not change your lifestyle, not one bit. Don't do that. By God forbid, I don't want to change my lifestyle. I want something from the outside to fix me and make me better. That in itself is insanity. Nothing from the outside is going to fix you and make you better. It all comes from the inside. It all comes from inside you, right? In my mind, that's why they want to dampen down, because human beings are evolving. They're actually forced evolution. They want to evolve into machine and connection with AI and being up in the cloud and living forever, immortality, just having new shells, by the by, that they could put themselves in. Just think of any of your B-rated fucking science fiction movies these guys are trying to make come to pass. Ray Kurzweil, Elon Musk, Curtis Yarvin, look him up. He doesn't get enough credit for his dark imaginings, the dark enlightenment, and how he, the CEOs of all the countries, I'm sure follow a lot of. We know that the CEO of the US, and if you don't think that that's what they are, that's exactly what they are. They're the PR arm of the corporations that run the world, that believe that empathy is a flaw. It's a fundamental flaw in us. That in itself is reason enough to kill us. So you know what I'm going to do, just to say, I'm going to continue to develop my empathy skills because I do understand other people, right? And there's nothing that says I care more than understanding. For someone to feel connected and heard and understood is a gift that you can give first yourself, because you need, right, to have empathy towards you. You need to care about you, not in a narcissistic way, but in a way that God intended you to understand the utter stunning agape of what and who we are in this world. We're not meant for all this fussing and fighting and killing, right? Eugenics is wrong. The world is not overpopulated. There is not a superior race. We are human beings. We are the superior race. Why do you think they're trying to kill us and hollow us out and hook us up to a different fucking frequency than God's frequency? God's frequency is agape. Agape is empathy. It's love. It's unconditional love. You know, there's times that I think, I'm just going to not say anything anymore. What is the point of saying anything, right? But there is a point in saying something. That you indeed have the power to develop empathy. And your empathy out into the world and understanding out into the world changes the frequency. It puts a different vibe out in that frequency. That's why I fight so hard, because I see it. You know, I see this couple that whose lives has been changed. They don't know it, but have been changed forever because of what, and will continue, right? Because they bow at the altar of scientism. Because it's not science, it's scientism. It's technology, technocracy, right? And people engaging with AI thinking it's going to make you healthy. It's going to make you better. It's going to be your friend. It isn't. It isn't. It's a tool that has a place. It's neither good or bad, but what is evolving now as a control mechanism has nothing to do with your health or anything else. It has the ability to turn you into an automaton without empathy. No empathy for you, no empathy for anybody else. Utter, what can I say? You'll be in a hive mind, but you'll be completely alone. There'll be no other thoughts. There'll be no other feelings. There'll be no individuality, which is the hallmark of communism, fascism, totalitarianism, because that's what this is, right? In any sort of communistic, totalitarian governments, Stalin, Mao, Hitler, there was no empathy and no compassion and no humanity. Humanity had been lost. As the woman said, I'll read it one more time before I end, because I think that that's so valid. The death of human empathy is one of the earliest and most telling signs of a culture about to fall into barbarianism. Elon Musk and all his ilk feel this way. Just look at the world and how we don't care. Just look in Canada, where a treatment option is to kill you. No compassion. But they put it as compassion. They say it's compassion. Not compassion. It's murder. They're murdering a lot. They're getting rid of an awful lot of people. That's the plan. They believe we're overpopulated. And so having no empathy is a great way to get there. So hold on to your empathy. Stay in the moment. Be healthy. Feel your feelings when you get down. Don't get sucked into fucking false positivity. That isn't what it's about. It's at a core, deep level, understanding that your thoughts create reality and that we have to vibe at a higher and not get pulled in. But that doesn't mean that you don't see what's going on. And I grieve greatly for what I see. There are people I love that I can't. I've always wanted to ride on in a white horse and save people. I have. Even little broken. It's right, but that's wrong. I can't do that. I can't. I can't make other people happy. I can't ease the suffering in the world. But I can, to a degree, if I focus on my empathy and never, ever losing it, and never, ever losing the ability to feel. Because when you feel, to feel that at that end, you have to feel this at this end. You can't have one without the other. You have to feel the whole range. Remember, it's what God gave you. They're to protect you. It's there as a survival, to help us survive. And we cannot go through life alone. That's not the way it is. We're humans. It's connection. It's empathy. It's caring. Okay, so hold on to your empathy. Don't be like Elon Musk.